bitches go.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Wow, Dazn chairman John Skipper admits to messing up the deal to secure Deontay Wilder on the Dazn platform. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. BoxingNews24.com, link in the description. Also, speaking of description, smash the like button, subscribe, and use the ESPN Plus link in my description box. It does help my channel. Very interesting stuff. Let's talk about it. DAZN executive chairman John Skipper admits to messing up $100 million Deontay Wilder deal. And this is sourced from The Athletic. I'll try to put the link to both in the description. And we'll just, pull quote. The next great American heavyweight star, like I told y'all, face of boxing, Deontay Wilder will be stepping in the ring in days to add to his boxing history and cement his legacy as amongst the best boxing heavyweight greats such as Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Klitschko, Joe Louis, if he wins on Saturday. This is they're talking about how it's a career amount of title defenses that he has, and he's entering history. Fox pay-per-view this Saturday. So it says, since the departure of America's last undefeated great champion Floyd, the next great champion Wilder has been patiently waiting under the radar. Ironic part of Floyd Mayweather's exit is that Al Heyman, the man behind Floyd's success, is still going strong with his next great American undefeated champion, Deontay Wilder. A new streaming app showcasing all types of sports, DAZN, landed in America. In March, John Skipper, the executive chairman of DAZN, tried to secure the heavyweight Deontay Wilder to a network 3-fight deal totaling $100 million. The news of this $100 million deal sent shockwaves through boxing world, and many were convinced that Deontay Wilder must be very valuable, and the deal was a no-brainer. Surely he would take it right away. The mega $100 million deal ultimately failed and disappeared, with some calling the Deontay Wilder a fool for declining such a deal. In an interview with Lance Pugmire of The Athletic, .com, DAZN's executive chairman John Skipper was quoted as saying, quote, in retrospect, I was too brash going in there without creating the relationships I needed to create with the people who advised Deontay Wilder. I have now worked to do that. It has to do with going back to the education I needed before getting into boxing. When we left that Wilder meeting, I knew we messed up. You see, they put it in all caps. When we left that Wilder meeting, I knew we messed up and that they weren't going to be successful getting Wilder. John Skipper went on to say this, end quote. Quote, we were impatient, and after having some early success, we wanted to move quickly. Now I understand that I've got to work relationships, work within a framework, and understand other people's self-interests and needs as well. If I had to do it again, I'd have gone in and said, quote, I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the long game with Canelo and Triple G too. Wow. Stunning admission from DAZN. Props to Skipper for even admitting that, because, that's the first step. Some people can't even admit when they're wrong. So, listen, this has been a phenomenal year for new media. I told you what it was going to be. I told you what I came to do. Now, the reason why new media is a part of this is because I was definitely one of the people on the front line alongside Wilder stating, hey, you don't really know all the details, and money is good, but you have to also think about your career, relationships you already have in place. And I said, if Wilder signs, because this, you have to keep in mind, this was in March, before Dominic Breazeale fight, before that knockout, before Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz, before Oscar Rivas and what's the name fought, Oscar Rivas and Dillian White. It was before Tyson Fury fought. So I said Wilder is absolutely right. I told you this on my channel. I said Wilder's absolutely right because he's betting on himself like he kept telling you. And moreover, he's trying to see what his options are. And I told you, I remember, if you are day one, A1 Ego's Army, you'll remember me saying this directly. I said, there's so much going on in the heavyweight division. You're better off playing the field and waiting to see what unfolds. And boy, what did unfold? Joshua, unified champion, who was supposed to blow past Andy Ruiz, gets knocked down 4 times, gets stopped by a 5-week replacement. So after, just that alone, Tyson Fury, fast forward the future, he took 2 tune-up fights and he had a nasty cut under his eye and it turned into a 2-fold cut. And he didn't look so great versus Otto Violin. Now Wilder's about to fight Ortiz after going viral with this knockout that you see on the screen, the Dominic Breazeale knockout. Obviously, I can't show you for copyright reasons. But when he knocked out Dominic Breazeale, it went viral. CBS got, in a couple days, over 10, 12 million hits on the clip, right? And now Wilder's pulling up in Vegas, looking like a star, looking the part. He said, I'd rather be the part than look the part. Now he's doing both. He's talking like a champion. He sounds confident. He's fighting in Vegas. He's the headliner. He's a champion in Vegas. Man, it looks like great things. Look at Deontay Wilder. Him and his girl, Bonnie and Clyde. No shirt underneath. He's reminiscent of the charismatic, the Muhammad Ali's and the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson walking with, I think, Naomi Campbell with no shirt. Things like that. Joe Frazier with the minks, and he's living his best life. If he goes in there, takes this huge risk with Luis Ortiz and prevails, because Luis Ortiz, I've already done videos about it. We know Ortiz is in shape and all types of stuff. If he comes in there and gets another knockout, especially if it's impressive, then the sky's the limit for Wilder. He's having great ring entrances like this. He's knocking people out, which creates excitement. He's doing great ratings on Fox. First time with the network, you get what I'm saying? And he's doing 2.2 million on shoulder programming, 2.4, setting new benchmarks for their boxing content. It's going down. You have people like I Am Loaded Lux, who are making songs and sampling his voice. He's a part of pop culture, like I told you. Now, on top of all of this, you have DAZN exec saying, hey, we messed up. We were rushing. And I told you, money isn't everything. Money is obviously great. People need money, got to pay bills, medical expenses, dentistry, if you need a tooth pulled or something. So yeah, money's cool. Get a flat tire. But you got to think about your career. And Wilder did that. Why should he be stuck in a deal where Joshua, I said the same thing. Joshua's not signed to DAZN exclusively. So Joshua has the freedom to bounce around. And if HBO was around, he could fight on HBO. He could fight on Showtime. He could fight on DAZN, So he could do what's most lucrative for him. But you wanted Wilder to commit exclusively to DAZN, for a 3-fight deal. And more importantly, ultimately, he wouldn't have been able to get Joshua. There was nothing in writing that says he was going to get Joshua. Beyond that, Joshua couldn't even manage to get past his 5-6 week replacement of Andy Ruiz. So it led to the triggering of a rematch clause. So realistically, Wilder would be stranded on death row right now. He'd be on DAZN, signed to him, and who is he going to fight? Dillian White, Philip Ergovich, somebody that they have like that doesn't really mean nothing. He's done his own thing, and DAZN has decided foolishly to not have anything to do with pay-per-view and miss out on that whole market. And Wilder's about to fight on pay-per-view. So if the fight does, 150,000, he's entitled to the back end money. And I think this fight is going to do better than people think. People know who Wilder is. So, he would be stagnated and he would have a ceiling as to where he could go and how much money he can grow. This he doesn't. Pay-per-view, when you're a pay-per-view star, who knew that Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao got offered 40 million flat. At the time, that was record-breaking money, more money than Pacquiao had ever seen. But the fight continued to build and the names were known. So when they came to fight, they both got over 100 million. They said Floyd got like close to 300 million or something crazy, and Pacquiao got 175 million. So it was worth way more in the end. And when it comes to pay-per-view, you don't have those ceilings. You like Lil Wayne mixtape. No ceilings. I try to tell you, Deontay, wow, you ain't got no ceilings. Yo, bro, you don't have no ceilings. Dazn, you have a ceiling. Canelo had to be on standby for UFC 244, a rival promotion. They have Bellator, and Dazn sitting up here have their number one star, Canelo, and he's playing the back seat to someone else's pay-per-view. So how you going to say pay-per-view is dead? Pay-per-view is dead, and then you play second fiddle to a rival promoter's pay-per-view. That ended it for Canelo. He is no longer the face of boxing. That was a horrible decision from Dazn, and now you see Dazn is admitting that they made another horrible decision and try to jump the gun. And the funny thing is this. You can say whatever you want about Wilder, but Wilder, he looks like a truth seeker, because what John Skipper is now saying that destroys old media who said, oh, rush and take the $100 million deal. He's taking fault for the deal falling through, saying, I had to learn and I had to check myself because I was too brash. When we left that Wilder meeting, I knew we messed up and that they weren't going to be successful landing Wilder. He's out his own mouth. So Wilder told you pretty much more of the same. He said, oh my God, we went to hear what they was talking about, and they wasn't forthcoming with the information. Bro, he told you. He says they didn't tell us how much Joshua was getting. They weren't saying the truth. So I can't sign. I'm not selling my soul. I'm not signing because you want me to sign and I have this slave contract. No sirree. I got a good team around me. And now you hear Dazn, who's pretty much mimicking and mirroring what Wilder told you from the beginning. So once again, new media have totally dispatched and disposed of the ops, old media. You have the executive, one of the founding fathers of the Dazn streaming app. He says he admits to fault, and we knew we messed up. And we knew when Wilder and his team left that meeting that we weren't going to secure him. Now Wilder's on doing pay-per-view. People are hating and saying he ain't doing ticket sales and he ain't going to do no pay-per-view. That's wishful thinking. You hoping that is the case. But you know that they've messed up by not. Wilder is star power. And it's so funny because some of the energy is coming from the UK where Eddie Hearns is from. And they just raised the price for the Joshua Ruiz. And I got a video coming about that. They raised the price for Joshua Ruiz £5, and the UK is losing their money. I mean, they're losing their minds over it. They're like, oh, £5, this is ridiculous. You told Wilder to do something. Listen, I respect entrepreneurial endeavors and entrepreneurship. Anybody who is a business magnate, I respect it. And Wilder, he took his debt just like Floyd. I respect these guys. These guys learn the business, come from, impoverished backgrounds in the hoods and, crime nearby and, Grand Rapids and Alabama, Tuscaloosa. And they finagled, got into position and understood and learned the business. Meanwhile, you have Dazon's biggest star who is with a promoter who keeps getting lawsuits and stuff, and they're at odds. And then Dazn is making weird decisions that make Canelo look bad. Plus his team is making decisions, stipulations and all this stuff that make it look bad. And Wilder is pretty much his own boss. He's more of and JD is his co-trainer told me this. He said, what I noticed about the maturity of Wilder, the video's up, you can check the interview. But he said before Wilder was just like subordinate and kind of listening to directions. Now he's a thinker. Like he's thinking for himself, like, oh, nah, I can't go right here because my opponent's going to be here. And the JDs would be like, show me what you're talking about. And he said it's more of a partnership. Before it was just master and student. Now it's like master and master. You know, they're like on the same level. It's like they feed off each other, and that's what it's about. Wilder is his own boss. He's you know, learn the game, learn the business. All the people who saying negative stuff, they hating. You know what it is. Because like I said, a lot of the energy is coming from the UK talking about, oh yeah, Wilder's tickets ain't selling and stuff. Why is Sky Sports picking this box office up? Y'all got to wait till 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. or whatever to watch this fight. Why is Sky Sports? I just seen Adam Smith. I'm in Vegas right now. I just seen Adam Smith and Sky Sports. Why are they here? Why did they pick it up as a pay-per-view? You can try your best to make it look like Wilder is not the face of boxing, like he's not a star. Why is Sky Sports here? Why are they sending camera crews? You know they don't do it if it's a smaller Golden Boy card, Mercita, Hesta, and people like that. If they got a small card, I don't see Adam Smith going to that, you know, and Sky sending a whole bunch of camera people and all this UK guys. They want to be a part of it. So bow down, new media. I told y'all. And, you know, shout out to Skipper for at least admitting that there's things he could improve on or do differently. And that's what it's all about. Honesty, learning, correcting mistakes. But he tells you he knew that they weren't going to secure Wilder. And a lot of y'all said he should have, without knowing details and without believing Wilder, he told you this. He said, nah, they weren't being forthcoming with the information. Oh, my God, why should I just sign my life away? And then we now later find out that he would have not even been able to fight Joshua based on Ruiz pulling the upset. It's over. Old media, it's over. Hang it up. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.